Welcome to another live episode of Halftime Adjustments. It's your host, Eddie Arnell, my man G Wit J. Lou.
Tighten up, baby.
Tighten up,
Building.
baby. Tighten up.
Man, finally got some live action for the 2025 preseason, the debut of the 2025 Tennessee Titans. And I saw an interesting stat last night, fellas. 45 of the 91 players are under 25 years old. So this team is really young. Second year
Yeah.
head coach, second year DC. And so, we all want to see the action. Now, I'm going to come to G Wit first because J. Lou, G Wit, this is the first time he's seen this version of the Titans live, right? So
Right.
I want
It
to hear
is.
his thoughts on Cam Ward, his first thoughts after seeing Cam Ward play yesterday.
That's. I'm glad you did because I will say, okay, what you guys have said is absolutely true. The live arm is real. Gets the ball out, throws a nice touch pass, throws a very good long ball with some good touch. Had one bad one last night, but other than that, man, I thought he threw the ball extremely well. Overall, I thought he ran the hot offense well, got in and out of the huddles, made changes. Really, I think we got a good quarterback, and which is what I said last year that our offense was probably a good quarterback away from being pretty good.
Mhm.
So I feel a lot more confident with him. I thought once he got the game jitters out on that first drive, when he finally got the chance on the second drive, I thought he did a really good job moving the offense. Obviously, the connection with him and Ridley is on point. I mean, the 127-yard pass, but then on top of that, the other two that he threw, that one where he threw the out route breaking and really had to go down and get it. I thought that was just a beautiful pass. I just loved the way that ball went out.
Mhm.
And also I will say this. I was rewatching the game and I noticed the pass he threw to Van Jefferson, the pass he threw to Chig was pretty much the same one.
Mhm.
But I noticed he got it out a lot quicker on Chig than he did with Jefferson. Again, you just see how he adjusted real quick during the game. Once he got a second chance, he was a much better quarterback. So it's the hype is real. I have to say that.
Yeah. And then J. Lou, your thoughts, man, on so this is what I want from you, J. Lou, because you've seen Cam twice live at practice. Have you seen progression from what we've seen in practice?
So can y'all hear me still? Because I moved.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
you
okay. I want to
good.
make
Go
sure.
ahead.
Want to make sure. So yes, to answer your question, yes, I have seen um, progression. No, I think you saw that last night. Progression. If you did, you wasn't really paying attention to ball. G. Witt pointed out the pass to Van Jefferson. If you look on that drive alone of that third down play right there, Cam, his instincts didn't trust the O line because literally you see the D tackle. I think it was off the right guard flash in front of him, and the
Mm-hmm.
pocket was great,
It
but
was great.
instinctively the timing was off. You saw that change the next drive. I'll tell you this. G. Witt just said that he's as advertised. If nobody believes the hype when they say this man doesn't get rattled, you're not paying attention because how many times and I know we're gonna get into the offense and stuff last night, but the one thing I took from that from a quarterback standpoint that was something that I haven't seen on this Titans team in a long time. We got behind the sticks several times last night. I think we ended up with first and 20, and we got a first down on two chunk plays.
Yeah.
When the last time you seen that happen? So
It's been a while.
to answer your question, I've seen him. This is my first time seeing him on TV, but I've seen him in person twice. And from what we saw him 2 weeks ago at the Saturday practice to a week ago at training camp, you can see a difference in how the game is starting to slow a little bit. It ain't there yet, but you can tell that you can see the growth and see it starting to slow a little bit for him.
Yeah, and I thought the same thing. I really, again, we saw this is live bullets. That's what we wanted to see, right? We wanted to
Yeah.
see what live bullets was going to do to him. We wanted to see what a great defensive minded coach would do to him. We saw it, right? They fooled him on the cover
yeah.
two. He almost threw a pick. I mean, I watched the 22 wide today, and it was very telling on that because they had the safety rolled up that he drops
Yeah.
back in cover two.
Yeah.
And so it
Uh-huh.
kind of fooled him a little bit. It was good for him to see it, right? But yeah, I thought he adjusted to the game as well. I thought he did a good job with helping the line pick up the blitz assignments because they did blitz a little bit at him. And like you said, he had a lot of poise moving around on the field. I wish he could have played a little longer. And I said Deion said that to he at least the whole half, the next 2 games. I wish he could have got another series, but I understand. I understand where they were. But yeah, I thought he played well. And like we told you, man, the hype is real.
The hype is real.
He's legit. Just want to see, how he's going to progress from game to game in this preseason. So the offense, though, that's so let's talk about that, because the offensive line, to me, I thought they did pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought they did pretty good considering, because I think you commented, one of y'all commented last night in the text, it might have been you, J. Lou, how many times have we seen a clean pocket like we did?
Man, yeah.
The first one, he had really on that 27-yarder. I mean, he was up on his toes. He was bouncing.
He was dancing. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, he would. Now that's part of that is him and his calmness, but the pocket was excellent.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. No, I agree. And I know Vita didn't play, but I mean, and we didn't even have our right guard. We didn't have Zeitler.
No.
So I'll say this: I felt a little bit more comfortable last night if Corey Levine has to start the first game or 2 of the season. I think he took command, and you pointed it out with some of that as the quarterback helping you call out some of those coverages. But, they've been beating each other up in practice. Defense usually get the best of you in practice, especially when I see you every day. So to see a different team in live bullets with live contact like that, I thought the offensive line, JC looks so comfortable on that right side. I thought Dan Moore held his own, and he did what you're supposed to do. When you look at, I think the pressure numbers came out today, and it was a lot of the pressures were given up by the second team and third team when they were in there. So the first team in 2 drives, they showed you that, hey, this O line seems to be on the road to taking steps to not being the worst in the league.
Yeah, right. Absolutely. Because I thought the same thing. I thought JC did a really good job. I was watching him specifically being on the right side this year, and his kick step, his down blocking, and everything. I thought he did a really good job. I thought Skoronski was doing good. Especially on one play, I was noticing how he and Levin were working together on combination blocks. I thought Dan Moore did a good job, considering I can't wait to see how he does in regular season against the speed rushes and everything. But overall, I thought he did a pretty good job. I thought Cam did a good job, with the exception of that first drive where he ran out of the pocket too quick. I thought overall he did a good job of really stepping up in the pocket, making the good throws and everything, and getting rid of the ball quickly. I thought he helped his O-line out quite a bit and everything. But, yeah, I thought I was really paying attention to JC, just watching how he was handling being on the right side, knowing that he's more comfortable that way. And I thought he did a really good job. A couple of times they got the bull rush on him, but still he held up long enough for Cam to get the ball out. And, again, I'll say Cam didn't hold the ball long like you would kind of expect. He did get the ball out a lot quicker.
Yeah. Appreciate y'all joining us tonight, man. Darius, Will, Dion. Appreciate you, Dion, getting on tonight. My pops is on here. Darius, Ricky Smith. And so let's talk some more about the offense, because it's something else we pointed out, J. Lou, from seeing in camp, and we've been texting back and forth about it, is the route running. The route running is at a different level for me. Yeah. I mean, you saw it last night. How many times last year were we frustrated, all of us, when they didn't get to the sticks? Right? Yeah. And so we saw that. Right? Go ahead.
It's funny you brought that up, because G Witt didn't get to go to training camp with us, and me and you at the training camp, we said it on last week's show. The one thing that I noticed is specifically about Chig and the tight ends, and when they were working on their third down drills, if it's 3rd and 7, the route was taken in the 8 yards. And what did I text? As soon as it happened last night, we all texted. I said, well, I'd like to see what's been working in practice has translated, because if this was last year, that 3rd and 7 would have got caught on the 6-yard line and we would have been tackled. So not only that, but the play that we mentioned earlier that Cam missed on the first 3rd down, if you go back and look at that and he lets the timing of that work, you had 2 guys coming open on a kind of underneath where I think it was Vance Jefferson was the deep crosser as opposed to Ridley. Either one of them were going to be wide open, and they're going to keep running with the ball. So I think you're going to see, especially with a quarterback that's got the pocket presence, and if this O-line continues to go on the trajectory it's on, you're going to see some of the wrinkles we saw in Callahan's offense last year that we just didn't get to experience because we didn't have the quarterback play to assist with it. But the route running last night was dead on, spot on what we're seeing from Callahan.
Yeah, and I really the the person I was worried about, in all honesty, was Ridley, because you've been hearing about the drops and everything, but last night I saw the concentration was there, and he was making some great catches, man. And I had to give him his props for that. And again, I will say this, and again, going back to Cam, is the fact that what we didn't see, which we kept noticing last year, we didn't see him drifting left or right. You
That's right.
saw him really commanding the pocket and stepping up into the pocket to make the play. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how that's really going to translate into regular season, because we all know preseason, it's not as intense, but I'm waiting to see what's going to happen in the regular season. But yeah, the route running, I thought Tyler Lockett, you saw him working the slot and everything, doing a good job. You saw, late on the game, DK had a good route. If the ball gets out to him in plenty of time, if dude is not thrown off his back foot, he's definitely open. Same thing with Ellick. I thought he did a good job. Again, the quarterback just couldn't get the ball out there to him. He was wide open. So yeah, I agree with you both. I mean, I thought the route running was excellent. I thought people are getting open. And again, I'm going to say the same thing I said at the end of last year. I thought last year we were a good quarterback away from being pretty good, and I think we might see a difference this year.
Yeah, and I agree with everything that both of you are saying. The run game, it's got to do better work on the run game. I didn't like the run game last night. He's going to do something different. Don't know what that is going to be, but it just wasn't there. 66 yards total. I mean, you got Khalil Mullins. I think he's your number 2 back at this point, unless Spears can stay healthy, which he hadn't been able to show that right now, and that's bad for him. But he had 7 carries for 33 yards, 4.7 average. You'll take 4 yards, 5 yards almost every
Probably
time.
pop.
Yeah. Chestnut ran pretty good last night, showed a little quickness out of a jump cut. And so you got some things working. It's just gonna have to do something else for the run game. And then going back to what you said. So I'm gonna say this too. We didn't have enough explosives. Now, and I wish we could have seen the first team for another drive to see, but not enough explosives. He's preached that Cali, that is, the whole season, and we didn't see enough of it. Not to say that they weren't trying, because they were, and Cam has some good balls, but the backup quarterbacks. Now, I know we said last week a G, and it didn't translate last night for whatever reason. Brandon Allen was number 2, and he is number 2.
He is number 2, yeah,
by a long shot.
Yeah, by a long shot. But and then Will was like, "Did we leave Tim Boyle? Is he off the team yet?" He's not yet, but I'm sure it's not close for him to be gone. Because man, there are unfortunately there are players that are career backups for a reason, and you saw last night. You saw it, and there's going to have to be something done there, because we are an injury away from being in a bad spot at the quarterback position, and so they got to do something there. I don't know. Brandon Allen was throwing off his back foot a lot. He had people open, to your point, which you're right. DK was open. Ellick was open. And, he's got to take advantage of those. Here's one thing. I'm glad Deion's on here, because I think this is his guy, Restrepo. Restrepo only had 11 snaps last night.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, it's going to be a numbers game with him. And we just don't know how many receivers they're going to keep. And it's going to be tough. I mean, it is. And I love the guy. I know he's going to be a great pro. Just right now, he's not fitting because they got Tyler Lockett. Now, if Tyler Lockett wasn't on the team, he's
not only to have Tyler Lockett, but then you've got DK and you got Prochet that are taking punt return duties from him.
Yeah.
Because if it barring an injury or barring something crazy the next 2 games, Prochet is your day 1 start as your punt returner.
Yeah.
That 33-yard punt. I don't know about y'all, but watching that return last night, when he first caught it, I said, "Oh no, don't catch it!" And I was like, "Oh, you caught it and took off," because I mean it was traffic around, and minus the penalty, he hit it and was gone for 34 yards. So, and that's something we haven't seen in a long time. So, to your point, Ed, it's becoming this is what's going to happen, and I'll go ahead and warn everybody: Restrepo is going to have the game of his life come preseason game 3. And be cut, because nobody hit. Like that's the time where you just putting stuff on tape for everybody else. But I'm like you, when I looked at the snap counts and saw that he only had 11, and I think he had 2 targets maybe. If that one of the targets was Tim Boyle, and it was terrible. I get that, but he's got to find a way to he's got to jump into that second tier now to be
Yeah,
behind Lockett, and I don't see how he can get there.
yeah, I'm gonna say there's no way he's gonna be able to do that. Only thing that's gonna help him out, and he just won't be able to do it.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying he's a bad player. I don't know if they could cut him and put him on practice squad or whatever. I don't know
He
if he'd
won't
be able to
stay.
survive that. But the whole thing is really it's going to be hard for him because I was watching all the receivers out there and I'm like, ooh, you got 6 already.
Yes.
And,
With some
and
talent, with a
yeah,
lot of talent.
and a lot of talent. And you talk about Jaquan Jackson has got to make it. I was watching Bryce Oliver and I texted you guys last night. Looked like he's put some size on in the offseason. So
Hmm.
Yep.
and that third down pass he made to get to the first down, I was like, okay, that's a strong
Yeah.
catch and run. So,
Hmm.
even though it was only for a couple of yards, because the ball was out there, he caught it, pulled it in, and got the first down. And I'm like, man, it's gonna be hard for him to. Yeah, you're right. It's a numbers game for Restrepo, man. I hate it
Unfortunately.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a numbers game for him. But yeah, back to the quarterbacks, man. Yeah, Allen's your number 2, no doubt. But Boyd, man, I was like, good lord, you know. And the thing that really got me, okay, you're talking about somebody who's been in the league a long time,
Yeah.
and he's going against third stringers
Hmm.
and
Yes.
struggled.
That's
I was like,
that's what I'm saying.
no. I'm
Some
like,
of
Yeah.
these guys
you
are
couldn't
career
even
backups.
adjust to the pass rush or anything. I was like,
Right.
it didn't make any sense. I'm like, oh God, this is not good. So yeah, I know he might have came back from. He might be in Atlanta with them right now, but I guarantee when he comes back at the end of the day, they're going to be looking at the waiver wire see if they can find another quarterback.
They gonna have to definitely find number 2. And you're right, Dion. What kind of number 2 we talking about? Now they not a confident number 2.
Mm-mm.
Nathan said, I remember long ago we used to hope and dream of this type of wide receiver depth. You're right.
Yeah.
That we have a lot of depth on the wide in the
Yeah.
wide receiver room. Nathan says he thinks KC fleeced us with Snead. Well, we got the GM that made the trade.
We got the GM that made that trade.
So we'll see what happens there. He was there last night. I don't know if y'all saw him on the sideline.
Yeah, he was there talking with Snead, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, he was talking with Steve,
Mhm.
telling me, man, you got us for that loot, didn't you?
Yeah.
You got that bag. So, you know what I'm saying? But hey, another thing, too, we'll point out, then we'll talk about a little defense. Here's another guy. We already said it, that he was in trouble. Wiley. Josh Wiley.
Yep.
He gets in toward the end of the game, fourth quarter, and I mean, the
Didn't really
writing's
do
on the
nothing.
wall for him. Yeah. I
Yes.
mean, really.
Yeah.
You
Yes.
saw Gunnar Ham last night
Well, you
doing
saw
what
my
Gunnar
guy.
Ham does.
You saw DMR. You saw DMR in there before
DMR.
Wiley.
Yep.
Who had? I think DMR had a third down catch. If I'm not mistaken,
Yeah,
had a
he
third
did.
down conversion.
A strong catch.
Um,
A strong
Yeah.
catch.
while I'm speaking on third downs, and I don't have it in front of me, I think that's something we got to point out for last night too. I believe we were over 50% conversion.
5
We
of
were
13.
50.
Yeah.
So in the end, so Boyle messed it up. Because
Yeah.
at one point in time, they was like 4 of 7 or 5 of
Mhm.
8 of it. So
Mhm.
Boyle, but
Yeah.
I think so. If you look at the beginning of that, I thought that was something that was unique because they were able to sustain drives up at
Yeah.
that 3 and out and convert third downs until we got past after with Boyle.
Deion said X gonna be waiting around the corner with a crowbar in his hand. I hope it works out for him. I really do, man. Let's just talk about the defense real quick, guys. Again, J. Lou and myself and G Wiz been noticing too that James Williams is LB2. There's no doubt. He
Yeah.
starts the game off blowing up the kick returner.
On the kick return, man.
So that's what you want. Now he was a big hitter in college. I don't know if you guys
Yes.
remember if you even watched Miami when he was there,
Miami.
but he got a lot of personal fouls.
Yes, he
with
did.
some of his hits. So
Yes,
he is a hitter. Now let's hope
Yeah.
he can temper that some so he can stay in the game. He'll need to be getting ejected, but
Yeah.
you will never question him coming to the football and making himself known. What I want to bring out though, G Wit, is the depth of the defensive line. The deep tackles in particular, the interior linemen.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna bring up a player here in a minute, but I'm gonna let you talk about that, man, because there's concern there. Beyond Simmons and Sweat, we got a problem.
Yeah. And it really was. I'm going to say this. It really was bad when you look at it from the standpoint. They're talking about talking to Wilt, the DC, and he said, they worked on the run. And nobody's going to be able to run on us. And Tampa Bay runs for 178 yards
Right.
on this defense. And I mean, it was a lot of consistently up the middle.
Yes.
Up the middle runs. You saw basically linemen biting so hard on the inside run. They don't have any kind of edge. They're not setting the edge or anything. And that interior lineman, I thought they got abused all night, man. I thought they really struggled. I mean, they made a couple of splash plays and everything, but overall, they definitely didn't have a pass rush. No pass rush up the middle whatsoever. And so, yeah, we got a problem on defensive line depth. They're going to be, and that's another area they're going to be looking on the waiver wire to see if they can pick up some help on the defensive line, because I just thought, really, I didn't see anything that made me say, okay, we're in good shape at all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and J. Lou, I wanted to I'm just gonna point out a couple things. I'm gonna kick it over to you, man. I thought Timmy Horn played okay. I really did. And somebody else I'm gonna point out, Isaiah Rakes, the undrafted free agent from Auburn. Now, he took a grown man and put him in the backfield.
Yes, he did.
So,
And those two that you named, I felt better about them releasing Coburn,
yeah,
because I think those two can give you. They're just young.
yeah.
But yeah, the D line, man. The other bright spot I thought last night, which we saw it last year, and he's definitely gonna be 3 or 4, and that's Lynch. Lynch
Hmm.
definitely will make the team, but
Yeah.
the run game is bad enough when you had the same running back break 3 touchdowns. Two of
Oh,
them got called
holding.
back
Right.
of holding, but he still went right up the middle. I mean, it was like
Lord.
I would love to be in the players' room, the locker
Oh,
room, when they had that conversation. Because if you just looked at his face on the sideline, Bernard looked so ticked off for a preseason game.
oh yeah.
Because I mean, they was just running it right down your throat. But it's the D line depth has to be there. As G Whip pointed out, pass rush. I'll be honest. Um, Oli Femi, he's going to be a project.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
Yes.
there were several times last night that I'm like, oh my God, what is it? His containment and all was nowhere to be found.
Yes. Yes.
And I think, and you saw it last night. And again, I preface it by what Ed said in the beginning: 46 out of 91, 2 years or younger. So you got a lot of college ball players on here that's trying to go pro. I have never seen that many bad angles taken from
Yeah.
a defense in my life. And again, the one thing you like about it is teachable. It's teachable moments. It's things that can be
Yeah.
taught.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just about how quick they adapt to it. But I'll be honest, that was my concern coming away from last night. Is
Hmm.
the offense is going to have to be in shootouts, because I don't see the defense. If you don't have a Snead and you don't have your top two dogs that can just cause some pressure, there's going to be a lot of high scoring games, because teams are just going to either run down your throat, or they're going to have so much time they'll pick you apart.
Yeah. Femi really, I mean, he really had a rough night.
He did.
I mean,
Oh God,
it was like, I was like, dude, you first of all, you rushing, and it's almost like you don't know what to do.
no,
So
but
you just let the offensive lineman grab you, and I'm just gonna let him. I mean, he never tried to get away from him. Never
Yeah.
tried to
no,
break. No arm movement, no hand movement. I mean, Eddie, you played D line. I mean, he had nothing. I was like,
Nah.
I'm
Yeah.
like,
You can tell
I'm looking at him. I'm
raw.
like, surely the guy you should have learned something by now.
Yeah.
no.
He's so raw. He's so
He's
raw.
so
Oh,
raw.
Nathan, you're right. He is supposed to be the replacement for Landry.
yeah, man, but that's when he has nothing. Unless, like I said, I understand he was running a vanilla defense, but really, I was like, dude, this is not good at all.
I tell you what, then I can go back to you, Ed.
Hmm.
That Femi right there is, and again, things can change come December, January with Miss Amy. But the Femi pick and watching him last night has me believing that they got Amy to buy in on patience. Because if you spend the second round pick on him, he definitely is a patient. Like, he
Yeah.
might be good 2 years from now, 2 or 3 years, when we think this team will finally be where they drafted and developed some players. But right, I don't. Yeah, that was the perfect way to put it. He looked like he was a kid. He was just lost out there.
Yeah, he
He
really
was.
was.
He was. Unfortunately, man. Yeah, I wanted to see it, and you're right. I mean, contain. I'll give Arden Key a little props because he set the edge pretty well
He
last night.
did. He did.
That started happening last year more because he was coming up to his contract year, right? And so he
Uh
started
huh.
because he kept saying, "I got to put stuff on tape." And so you saw him
Yeah.
last night continue that, which is good. But yeah, the Timmy Horns and the Isaiah Rakes, those guys, Cedric Gray. He did okay for
He
me
did
last
okay.
night.
Yeah.
Not a lot of flash though. I'm just trying to figure out where he's trying to fit. You know what is going on with him. Uh, the secondary, Brownlee Jr. He is
He is
he's
who he
legit,
is.
right? He worked. We talked about him being handsy. He's
Yeah,
worked
you
on
gonna cut
his
these off?
technique really
Yeah,
well in the off season. Marcus Harris, which is Jay Lu's boy
That's my
from
guy.
California.
yeah. He brought the heat.
The
Yes,
He brought
yeah,
the heat.
yes.
yeah, and I mean, he's gonna be. I think he'll be a good find for us. Jahad Ward had the only sack of the day. That was the free agent from Minnesota,
Yeah,
and so I mean, you can say a lot. There is a depth issue on the defensive side of the ball. You can say the defense was vanilla, but tackling is tackling. Angles
Tackling,
are
tackling.
angles, and
oh
I mean,
man,
when I see a
Angle.
cornerback run up and stop and don't take the proper angle and then he gets ran by. I'm like,
Yeah,
I mean, I teach my little league team to do that. we ran pursuit drills the other day. My youngest
Yeah,
son's team. I'm assistant coaching with them, and we did pursuit drills just for that
yeah.
reason. So, and if they can do it, I know
yeah.
they can do it. So, Nathan said Otis Reese might be gone. Otis Reese.
I did.
I
That,
Did he
mean,
play last night?
I
nope, he was
don't
a
think he
DNP.
did.
He was a DNP. Did not play. How are you a healthy scratch in preseason?
In
Because we know he's
preseason.
not a big Jeff to get a Veterans Day off.
No, he's
Yeah,
not.
He didn't
man,
play on special team. He didn't have a
nothing.
snap last night.
Nothing.
Mm.
That is crazy. You
Yes,
think about it.
You know,
And that's another J. Lou guy.
yeah, and
yes.
I looked at Cedric Gray last night, and like you said, I thought he did okay, but there were times he looked lost out there. For one, he took some bad angles, and two, you found out something real quick. He's a little light in the tail feather, so tackling was a bit of a challenge for him as well. I mean,
Hmm.
but I don't know. Like I said, he may bulk up, he may get to the point, but right now that front seven is in rough shape, really.
Yeah, I think it's James Williams by a long shot. Cedric Gray, I will say that he looks like a player that his first year was dealt with a lot of injuries and now trying to
Hmm.
learn. Whereas James Williams, he didn't have no injuries last his first year, and Keith Bullock mentioned it perfect on. I heard him on the radio the other day. He said the difference between him and James Williams, Bullock converted from safety to linebacker in college.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Williams didn't do it until he got to the NFL. So
right.
Right.
trying to learn a whole new position last year, like last night, I feel strongly comfortable about him beside Cody Barton.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, definitely. But behind them,
Behind him, yeah,
the depth is questionable. And so this is what you get though when you rebuild a team and
yes,
and you started when you started, and so here we are with not a
yep,
lot of depth. It's gonna take a few years. And you look at all the punt returners last night, going back to talking about that, and as we move to special teams, you see TJ Sheffield, he's a numbers guy, right? You got Landers
hmm
return
yeah,
a kick return
a
last
punt,
night, had a good
yeah,
one. You already mentioned Pro Say, you already mentioned mentioned Jackson, excuse me, and DK. So yeah, it's a numbers game. It's gonna be. We got to see what they're gonna do. Are they gonna keep 7 receivers? They're gonna keep 8 receivers. Bryce Oliver's a gunner. Does he now get off the gunner role because he's gonna be a bigger role in the receiving room? I mean, it's a lot of stuff still yet to be determined as we move along. So Johnny Hecker last night was interesting. He averaged 44 yards a punt, right? He had a 53 yarder, had a couple directionals. What y'all think about Johnny Hecker's performance last
I, I'm going to give him one more game, because
yeah,
I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt because the directional punting's there. I'll get the,
night?
the directional punting and the hang time
Yeah.
that like that was perfect.
Hmm.
I think they're gonna have to work. They have to work on distance with him. There was several times where we're punting from the 20, and he's punting it to they're starting still the 50-yard line.
yeah, yeah,
So he's got to get some depth there to be able to change the field. So I think if he can add some distance to it, and again, what
Hmm.
I tell y'all last night, it's like the old guy got to probably just warm up.
yeah.
I mean, we even said it when we was in practice, and we both was like, "Are they gonna let him?" I don't even think he kicked when we was
He
in
did
practice.
not kick. Neither
I think he
neither
was using the
time we were
machine.
there.
Yeah,
Right.
neither time he kicked. So maybe just getting in the habit of that. And this is the first one on 11 on 11. But like I said, I definitely love the directional and the hang time. That worked out a lot. But we
Yeah.
got to get some distance.
Dion said, "Depth is not a question; they just flash." Question is, well, I mean, you got to have some quality behind them, and
Yep.
so we'll see. They might. They might
And
turn
they're
out to be.
foolish. I mean,
Yeah,
like I said, Denard was running vanilla. I mean, what he blitzed maybe twice.
a couple times. Yeah.
Yeah,
Couple times.
yeah, and so and he was basically because I was watching he played a lot of zone last night,
Hmm.
and I was like, oh my god, you killed me with the zone. I'm like, and you saw players making bad reads and everything. I'm like, good lord, what in the world? But
Yeah.
again, first preseason game, like I said, Denard is running vanilla. He's counting on guys to make reads, and you just saw some guys who could not make, who weren't making good reads on the plays and everything. So again, it may be better come late on in the season. I mean, start the season, but right now after last night, yeah, they got trampled by the run game. It's just that blows my mind. I'm like, really? I mean,
I,
even with the emphasis, I just thought the tackling was poor on it as well.
yeah. So, which I'll be honest, and I mean, both teams got to be out there, but I'm curious to see the bounce back from the defensive side. Now, and this is crazy how I'm about to say this out loud, but folks that know football, they'll understand. We
Hmm.
always say the defense is ahead in practice because they're
Hmm.
not hitting and it's easy for them to just react. Well, the
Hmm.
difference between that and game, you got to learn to tackle, and we're
Yeah,
not tackling in practice to the ground. So they got to get more. I expect that to be better this time. I think you still see a vanilla scheme Saturday,
Hmm.
hmm
Friday night because you got two joint practices. I want to see the Minnesota game because I
Hmm.
think that's one where you might see them scheme up a little bit because
yeah.
Hmm.
that's technically your warm up before the opening game. So that's the one I'm curious about to see what the defense looks like there. But I agree with you, but I think tackling has to be better. It's just something that you don't do in NFL practices now.
Right. You can't afford to.
It's it's,
No,
it's
you
throwing
really
it.
can't.
They call it thudding up. You just hit them up top.
Yeah. You notice though, a lot of that's just touching though. You really not
It's just
even.
touching.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, at least you could wrap up. I would think, but
Yeah.
hey, man, I don't coach. But yeah, Cam Ward 5'8", 67 yards, no TDs, no picks, no sacks. Brandon Allen 6 of 12, Tim Boyle 4 of 13. Mullins led the rushing effort 7 for 33. Chestnut 3 of 18. Pollard 4 for 9. But yeah, man. So we'll
One
see.
one thing on Cam that I
Hmm.
saw
Hmm.
earlier today, he led all rookies this week with e- most passing air yards of 10 yards or greater. I believe
Yes.
he was ranked
Hmm.
first for rookie
yeah.
quarterbacks that
Hmm.
played this week.
And I would say this about I thought Mullins after his first two plays, because the first play he was on that 3rd and 1,
He
he
danced.
danced,
He
Yes.
danced.
and so they got him on the sideline, dude. You ain't got time to dance. Just
After
gotta
that,
go. You
yeah,
gotta go. And
That
then
was his. That was his. That was his. It's not college no more. And what week
right,
after that, he
right,
started running angry after that.
he
yeah.
did.
And
He
then
did.
what was it on the one play where I think Allen got sacked on it on the blitz? He missed his block.
Hmm.
Block.
But the thing I will say in his favor was that you didn't see either one of those issues after that.
Right.
Right.
I
That's
mean,
right.
the next time they ran on the blitz, he had to block. He blocked it up well. And as far as his running was going, I mean, the brother was running angry and getting his pass low and everything. So even that one run he had where he got hit at the line of scrimmage, he still managed to squeeze out 2 yards out of it. And that's really what you want to see out of him. And he's going to get a better shot because Spears is out into the first game at least.
At least,
So,
yeah.
Yeah.
well, he's
Yeah.
going to get more opportunities to run. So he's going to come with it.
Oh yeah, he definitely got to come with it because he's gonna get the opportunity. Got to make the best of it, right? The
Yep.
best of the opportunity. Thank y'all for joining us, man, for another episode of Halftime Adjustments. Eddie Arnell, G with J. Lou.
Yes, sir.
Tuning in tonight, man. Check us out next week, man. We'll be back after the Falcons preseason game number 2. Michael Penix Jr., Cam Ward. We'll see. Maybe see a couple more series from the number 1 pick, man. Fellas, and I'll be. I have to mention this as we get ready to leave, but Shador and Cam are always gonna be tied at the hip. I already heard it. People,
Yes.
we should have took Shador. Oh, yeah, blah blah blah. Okay, they gonna always be tied at the hip
Always.
their whole
Always.
career. So
But Shador had a good. I thought he had a good
did.
game the other
He
night
did.
too. So Friday
He
night.
did.
So I thought he
Yeah.
did well, but Cam did
I
good
thought.
as
I
well.
thought all the top rookies because I thought even Jackson Dart.
He
Yeah.
did.
I thought he
He
looked
did.
decent.
He
But
did.
again, to G Witt's point, preseason is like college speed, and these were
Yep,
some top quarterbacks coming out. So if you
that's
just
right.
they're not scheming up for you. Let's see how they look in the second or third preseason guy. How you can continue to build on that. And I
Yeah,
saw what I need. If you didn't walk away from that, if you looked at if you just score box looked at Cam and not really paid attention, then you looking at the wrong thing because
Yeah, you
you
had to
saw
see
the
it.
development there, you saw the growth. I mean, you
Hmm.
saw how he. I can tell you this for those that play fantasy football. Calvin Ridley might not be a bad pickup this year
He might
because
not be a
the
bad
the
pickup.
connection between at one point he had all the yards that Cam Ward had,
yeah.
and he was and I mean and you knew he was going to him. So that connection, and this is the thing you got to point out. What was the one thing we talked about in training camp and preseason last year? Him Ridley and Will Levis could not connect,
Could
couldn't get on.
not
Oh,
connect.
You
And
have
you
not
see that
heard that
now.
at all. I
Not at
mean, at
all.
all. So that trajectory should be up for them too.
well, I was going and going along with that. I would say one thing about it, if people didn't pay attention to it last night, was how I'm going to say smooth the offense ran
Hmm.
last night.
Yes.
I mean, there was no there was no herky jerky about it or anything when Cam was in there. I mean, it ran, it was functional, it was efficient. He got the play call in, he called in the huddle, came out, had plenty of time to make his reads, to adjust coverage
Yes.
and everything, and was paying enough attention to the clock to where when it got down to 3 and 2 seconds,
He
snapped
was
the
still ready.
ball. So it wasn't a rush or anything like that. So that's the thing you like was the efficiency of the offense. And if you look at it compared to the last couple of years, it's a totally different. It's a totally different ran offense than what we had. I mean, it's definitely a lot more efficiency, and I think we might. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen against Atlanta, and like you said, I'm looking forward to what's going to happen when they have to go against Minnesota because your boy Flores in Minnesota, he's going to bring some looks at him. So I'm looking forward to
Yes.
see how Cam handles that.
I love Flores. That's one
Yeah,
of my
Yes.
favorites.
I do
He's one of
too.
my favorites.
Yeah,
That goes back to something Dion said earlier. He said he thinks that Cam's presence and command of the offense kind of wheels the O line to protect him better,
yeah,
and
I
his
agree.
leadership makes him play harder. Yeah, because they didn't have that last year, right? And
They ain't
so
have it.
so now they know they got a guy back there. If they can protect him, he can deliver. And so
And you
you
got a
see
guy
that
back
play.
there to know if he make a mistake, it ain't gonna cradle him.
right,
Yeah,
Last year
right.
we throw one pick and you don't know if we're gonna throw five more because you just don't know what's going on up there. So
right.
Exactly right.
Nathan
Only
said,
thing I will say to Cam is like the next time you roll out the pocket and you're gonna throw the ball away, throw it
throw it out of
completely out
bounds.
of bounds.
Yeah.
Don't throw it down the line or anything like that. Just get rid of the ball, throw it out of bounds, and because I mean that could have been an interception almost,
Yeah.
because it was only Buccaneers in the area. So I'm like, dude,
Hmm.
throw the ball out of bounds.
so we did say, and we can go back. We did say that if there's going to be some highs and lows,
Oh
because
Uh-huh.
first year quarterback
yeah,
in the
yeah,
league, so we're going to take the highs with the lows, and so he'll have some times where he'll do something like that, or he'll get food in the coverage like they fooled him last night. He almost
yeah.
do another pick, and so it is what it is. But yeah, high ankle sprain for Spears. Nathan said he loves the third down strike that Cam had, quick and on time. That's again
Yes.
talked about last week. Quick, on time, precise,
Yeah.
Hmm.
decisive. There's no indecision. He's looking and he's letting it rip,
He
and
let
it's
you
there.
rip. Yeah, and the thing you like about it, even though we mentioned the bad throws, you notice again as he gets away with, it, he understands it was a bad throw,
Hmm.
Yep.
and he doesn't make that same mistake all over again. So, like I said, it was the play to Van Jefferson, the play to Chig.
Hmm.
You saw the difference in how he adjusted and
Yeah.
made sure, like with Chig, the ball was out before Chig actually turned around. So when he turned around in his position, the ball hit him right in the gut.
Hmm.
So that's the thing you like. You like to see a quarterback who can adjust on the fly and make the football play like you needed to be made.
Thank y'all again for joining us tonight, man. Getting all the questions, your comments said, man. Check us out next week. We'll be breaking down the Falcons and the Titans preseason game number 2, halftime adjustments. Eddie Arnell, G with J. Lou. We out here, man. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.